scary. They are actually your guaranteed 4 to 5 marks in the board exam. Binary files नहीं किया तो 5 marks गए. So let's crack binary files in just 5 minutes. On the screen, I have compiled few programs, few questions from previous year exam papers. Notice these questions. If you get a question based on binary files which is of 5 marks, and mostly this question is to read from the binary file, to search a data depending upon the particular condition from the binary file. This is another set of questions which is from last year's question papers of binary file, which shows that you have to search data which is based on some condition. So, what is a binary file? Binary files are the files where data is stored in binary format, zeros and ones. They are not human readable like text files. And if you want to work on binary files, you have to use Pickle module to use the functions read and write, use the functions load and dump. These files are faster and more secure than the text files. Now, why do we use them? Why binary files? These can store complex data like list, dictionaries and tuples, and I said these are faster in execution and has efficient memory usage. Your read and write operations will be faster in this. If you want to work on a binary file, you have to, as I told you, you have to include Pickle module. This Pickle module converts Python objects into byte stream. Two functions you must remember. One is dump function and another one is load function. Dump function is used to write object to a binary file, whereas load function is used to read object from the binary file. Here object is your list or dictionary or tuple, whichever data you are storing to the binary file. For writing data to the binary file, let's have a look on a simple program with which you can write at least one record on the binary file. First of all, import the module, Pickle module, because your load and dump functions are from the Pickle module. I've opened the file in WB mode. WB means I'm writing to the binary file, whereas B stands for the binary file. Name of my file is student.dat. Open is a function which is used to open the file, and F is the file object that I'm using. This I have created on my own. You can create any file object. For simplicity, I am not taking any input. I have created a variable called data, to which I have stored one dictionary having roll number, name and marks. Now have a look on this statement. Dump is used to dump, to write the data to the binary file. Pickle module, because this dump belongs to Pickle module. Data is the variable in which I have stored the data that I want to write to the binary file, and F is the object which is linked to my file. After writing the data, you have to close your file. Next is read data. I'm reading data from the binary file. Again, I need to import Pickle module for this, because for using a load function for reading from the binary file, I have to import Pickle module. I have opened the file in stud.dat file in read mode, and B stands for the binary file. Pickle.load statement. This load function will read the data from the binary file and store it to the new variable called data. Because I have written a dictionary to the binary file, so the data that is read from the binary file will also be in the form of a dictionary. Print the data on the screen and close the file. We want to write multiple records to the binary file after taking input from the user. Again, import import Pickle module, open the file in write mode, input the data. I have taken 3 variables, a roll number, name and marks, and then I am dumping that data to the binary file. In this case, in this example, I am using list, so I am dumping roll number, name and marks in the form of list to the binary file. This input statement to ask user whether it wants to input more record or not. After, if user says yes, then input more record, but if user says no, then break the loop, and after that close the file. So this program will add as many number of records to the binary file as user wants, but in the form of list of list. In this slide, I am taking an example to read data from the binary file, but display a specific data. This is the kind of question you generally get in your examination. Import Pickle module, open the file in read mode, load the data from the file into a particular variable. These are the same statements. Only difference is now you have to read the data one by one from the variable in which you have stored the data. Notice that for I in data, this statement is used to read the data from the data variable, and you can say we are traversing the list. If I0, because I have stored data in the form of a list of list, so at the 0 position we have roll number stored. If I0 is equal to 2, in this question I'm trying to display the data of a student whose roll number is 2. So if roll number I0 matches, if I0 matches 2, that means roll number matches 2, then it prints the data, and finally close the file. Second category of question that you generally get in your board examination based on binary file is to count number of records from the binary file based on some particular condition. Say for example, you have to count number of records whose marks are above 80, or you have to count number of records whose movie type or movie genre is comedy, and so on. Let's have a look on this example. Import Pickle. Again, you have to import the Pickle module, then open the file using read mode, using open function. Read the data from the file using load function into a data variable. Here, because we are counting number of records, so I have declared one variable CTR, which is initialized to 0, just to count number of records that match that matches my condition. For I in data is a statement which is used to traverse the data, traverse the list which is stored in the data variable after loading from the binary file. If I2, the data that I am storing, in this case the list that I am creating, in this case marks is stored at the 3rd position whose index is 2 in the list. So if I2 is greater than 80, then I am increasing the value of counter by 1. So at the end of this execution of this loop, I'll get in the counter variable, I'll get the count of records whose marks is above 80, and after the loop ends, display the value of the counter and close the binary file. This is all about binary file programs. If you get a function to count number of records from the binary file or search and display a particular record from the binary file of any data, your logic will remain similar. That is, you have to first of all you have to use the import statement to import the module. Then Next, you have to open the file. Any program that you get based on any data, these statements remain same, and then you have to give this statement to load the data from the binary file. This is the logic that will be a bit different. If you have to display the records, then CTR is equal to 0 is not required. Whereas if you have to count the records, then CTR is equal to 0 is required. Another thing, loop will be required, and you can use loop in all your programs in the similar manner. This condition changes, depends upon the data that you are getting, it depends upon the condition, the position of the variable that you want to put a condition on. Counter to be increased if you have to count number of variables, otherwise just print the data that is required to be printed. This is all about binary files. Let's revise the things once again. Binary files store data in bytes. Use Pickle module only to read and write from the binary file. Use dump function to write to the binary file. Load function to read from the binary file. And binary files are faster than the text files. Subscribe for more such videos. Keep watching. If you learned something new today, hit like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss further videos. Comment ready in the comment section if you want program examples for each of these functions.